Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today I thought I would do a little bit of a more interesting challenge. Can I beat Dark Souls 1 as Wolverine? Now, for this challenge, I am only able to use the claws to do damage, and to be honest, they're really not that great. Like, a lot of these early fights before I'm able to get a lot of levels, or just upgrade the weapon in general, those fights were probably some of the worst, just time-wise at least. Maybe not necessarily like skill-wise, like they were still pretty easy to do, but I was doing like 30 damage a swing. So, I mean, this run did take quite a while, so I hope you guys enjoy. After acquiring the claws, I did a plunge attack on the Asylum Demon to start the fight off, which isn't too bad. And then, as you can see, I'm doing about 34 per swing at the minute. And this guy's weak to bleed, or at least is susceptible to it, so it definitely is a lot easier, and he just generally doesn't have much health. So the fight isn't very hard, but you can see where I might struggle. Now, with how long this fight is, like, it's not super long, because he ends up jumping off, but definitely took a while, so I just cut out the part where I killed the archers. So yeah, just to save a little bit of time here. But yeah, Taurus Demon was really where I started to fear doing this challenge, because I was doing 30 a swing, which, I mean, I was still seeing yellow, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but also, like, I don't know, I didn't know how much the damage scaled. I mean, I think my top damage by the end of it, I was doing about 150 a swing. Definitely could have, like, gotten the, like, the thorn gloves and everything to really scale into it, but I didn't really try that hard. But there definitely are ways you can make this build significantly better. I just didn't really bother going through that. But after the Taurus Demon jumps, I'm able to move on. Now, these Bell Gargoyles gave me quite a bit of trouble because, number one, doing 27 damage, which is not great. That's probably some of the worst damage I've seen other than fist damage. So yeah, and then you have to be, like, right on top of the enemy to do damage too. And then also, I don't really fight the Bell Gargoyles very much compared to, like, the later game bosses. Like, the later game bosses, I know their moveset. I'm pretty sure I don't know the moveset of any boss that's before, like, Quelaag. I think those bosses I'm usually able to just, like, either heal through because they're or because I can just do enough damage, or they're just not very hard to begin with because I have an okay weapon that isn't doing 27 damage and has a little more reach. The only good thing about this weapon is the fast swing speed. That is really nice, and then the bleed buildup is okay, but there's like 4 bosses I can use that on. Like, it's not that helpful, to be honest, to have the bleed, but it's there. It gives the weapon something working for it, but there really isn't much to say about this other than I just ran in circles forever and ever. After about, like, a good couple minutes of running in circles, I was finally able to take out the first Bell Gargoyle, and then I just had to worry about the second. And as soon as it's one Bell Gargoyle, it's really not that hard, because the only problem I really had in the second phase is I had to be careful about when I choose to attack, because of, oh, I guess you can bleed the Bell Gargoyles. I didn't know that, but it really wasn't that helpful during the fight. Moving on. Now, Capra Demon, it was a long fight. I think it took me about 3 minutes, but, like, all the fights in this one took me about, like, at least 3 minutes to kill, just because the damage is awful and bleed doesn't really work on anything other than, like, I guess the Bell Gargoyles now, and then every big demon, like the Stray Demon, the Asylum Demon, the Fire Sage Demon, or whatever that one's called. All those are pretty susceptible to bleed, and then Smo. But, I mean, I think I only got, like, 1 bleed proc on Smo. But there isn't much to say about the Capra Demon fight. I mainly just spammed plunge attacks the whole time as soon as I killed the dogs, because they did pretty good damage, and it definitely saved me some time just doing these. At the end here, I run out of flasks, so I just pop some humanity just to refill my HP, because I want to be certain that I won't die from, like, one hit, and then I immediately try to fight him head on and get, like, mollywopped, and I go pop another humanity because I'm afraid of dying. Because I really don't want to die at this point. Like, it wouldn't be that bad, but yeah, no. Moving on. Now moving on to the Gaping Dragon, which is really where you saw where I really expected to see some damage fall off. Like, I wasn't seeing any yellow, but at this point I did have a level 5 Claw, because I just bought a bunch of Titanite from Andre. So I was able to get a level 5 Claw as my main Claw. I didn't really bother upgrading my secondary Claw, because in this game there's no, like, power stancing. So there's really no point in having... Well, I mean, honestly, there was no point other than the fact, number one, it would make me look more like Wolverine, and two, that's about it, actually. I mean, I could have just parried with my bare hand. Yeah, I was going to say the Claw can parry, but you can parry with your bare hand, too. But yeah, no, this fight was actually so miserable. I put it in 4x speed here. Sorry if you can't watch it. I don't think you really want to watch it anyway, but, because it's literally just this for, like, it was 3 minutes in 2x speed, and so it's probably going to be minute 30 in this video, but that means it was like 6 minutes of me just running around, and I guess that's not very long, but for a Dark Souls boss, especially like the 5th boss in the game, that doesn't look promising. But the thing about this guy is he does have a very inflated health bar, but I'm pretty sure Quelaag's is about the same, if I'm honest. So this is where it really gets bad. Now, I decided to get Power Within while I was here, and then I also got a free Pyromancy Flame from Laurentius, I think that's his name, the guy that you free in the depths. I lost the recording to that, unfortunately, so you don't get to see that. But yeah, I think you guys know where Power Within, though, is if you're watching this, or maybe you don't, but it's kind of hard to get to, but I mean, that's not important. The boss was kind of easy. I was actually seeing yellow with Power Within, which was nice to see, but I don't even think I used it very much other than, like, this fight and maybe Iron Golem. Or maybe, I don't think I used it on Ornstein and Smoke, because I was getting jumped way too fast and I couldn't afford the health drain. And so, and I think even before Ornstein and Smoke, I think I literally ran back I don't remember. I don't know. I think I just farmed souls in Anor Londo for forever just by killing Silver Knights. Because I had a lot of trouble with that fight. I probably spent like 5 hours on that fight. And then maybe 2 or 3 with the grind, like 2 or 3 extra with the grinding. But I was just watching YouTube the whole time, so it really wasn't that bad. But yeah, no, there's not much to say about Quelaag. Just stay under her unless she explodes, and you'll be okay. After Quelaag, I thought I would just go kill Ceaseless Discharge for the extra souls real quick, just to make sure that, well, I mean, I guess this didn't even, like, help in the end, but I was just trying to get as many souls as I possibly could before I went to Anor Londo. Now, this fight was just awful. I put it in 8x speed, so good luck actually figuring out what's going on, but, but there isn't much to see here. So, Iron Golem, I do 20 damage a swing. There's no chance I can knock this dude over just because I don't do enough damage to actually, like, let him fall over. And then I immediately run out of flasks within, like, the first chunk of his health. And the rest of the, like, whole fight, I'm literally just eating as many humanity as I can just to stay alive. Like, right here, I try to knock him off again, it just doesn't work. And at that point, I kind of just gave up on him falling off. And so I just kept biting at his ankles. Like, that's really all you can do. Like, I probably could have used Power Within here. I wasn't really thinking about that, but I mean, I don't think it really would have done much of a difference. Moving on. And with that, I've reached just about the halfway point of the game, Anor Londo, this is where I was really afraid that I was just gonna get stuck. But luckily, I was able to, like, barely scrape by, I think, on Ornstein and Smo. And then from there, I was able to just keep growing and eventually, like, make an okay build. After farming and upgrading my weapon to +10, I was actually doing pretty okay damage to Ornstein and Smo, like 65 a hit on Ornstein, and then I think I was doing like 135 on Smo, something like that. Like, not bad damage, and I was seeing yellow, which is really all I care about. Like, as long as it's yellow, it can't be that bad. So, this fight, yeah, no, after a while of farming, because I think I did about 3 hours of attempts, And then I was like, yeah, there's no way I can do it at the current level I'm at. I need more damage and some extra health and stamina so I can swing more and just tank more. So then I just went and killed a bunch of the... I just repeatedly killed the Silver Knights, like, right outside of the bonfire room. I just did that, like, over and over again. It was miserable, because I hate fighting Silver Knights, but I didn't want to go all the way back to, like, the bridge to farm souls there, because that would have been quite the pain to run back. But I mean, I'm glad I didn't run back. It probably would have saved me time, but I guess it just made it a little more difficult, I guess, having to farm Silver Knights. But I mean, that's all part of the challenge. But yeah, no, as you can see there, I was able to get one bleed proc on Sma before I take him out. But yeah, moving on. After forgetting to place the Lord Vessel, I came back to kill Demon Fire Sage. Well, I came back as in, like, I figured out the door was closed, and then I ran all the way back. But, I mean, I don't know. I wish that these doors would just automatically open when you add the Lord Vessel. I'd much rather that be the case. But this boss was really easy because, as you know, they're immune to bleed. And so I was able to just kind of wail on them. And they're also just pretty, like, they got pretty simple attacks. I think for most attacks, as long as you get behind them, you're okay. Or just get a fair distance away from them. But yeah, no, it really not that hard to take down the Demon Fire Sage. I ran there, I didn't want to get greedy and die, even though I probably wouldn't have died to that. Moving on. This time around, after trying him a little bit, I decided that I was just going to try to cheese him. And so I was trying to bait him over here by just standing here, but I think eventually I kind of walked up the side and got him to actually, like, attack me normally. Yeah. And if you don't know how the cheese works, you basically... I mean, you'll see it here in a second. I think I'll explain it when I get there. But yeah, no, here's where I bait him to actually come attack me. But how you want the cheese to work is you want to get in this corner, and then you want him to grab you. But you don't want to spam LB and RB, otherwise he's not gonna glitch properly. So as long as, like, you just let it go through, and then he'll fly out the map. And that's really it. I think here he got kind of stuck a little bit, so it did take a little longer than usual for him to fall and die, but that was all she wrote. Moving on. Or here, we'll wait for the victory screen. How about that one? Yeah, there we go. He finally dies. Moving on. Now, Bed of Chaos wasn't really too tough. I died after getting both of the, side, or both the limbs or whatever on the side. And so I'm just going to show you the footage where I actually kill the Bed of Chaos, because that's not really that important. And I don't think you guys really want to watch me just run around and kill two things right next to the Bed of Chaos. Next on the chopping block was Seath. Now, Seath wasn't too difficult, honestly, especially because they don't really have very many, like, attacks that really threaten me. Like, as long as I play generally safe here and just, like, don't just wail on the boss and just, like, move out of the way of the beams when he does them, I should be okay. And then I had a couple clams follow me in, because this was my first attempt, which was quite unfortunate. I really hate that they can do that. I mean, I guess it makes sense they can do that, because there's no fog there, but I just wish the fog would be there. Just because those enemies are so tanky, and they're just so annoying to deal with. But, I mean, luckily I don't think I really had to deal with them for the rest of the fight. I think I was able to have Seath just kill the clams, so I wouldn't have to be running around. But yeah, no, I was getting in close with the claws and just wailing on him was pretty easy. And this was probably the easiest Lord Soul, just on the fact that, one, I didn't die to him. I did die to Bed of Chaos. Two, he's got, like, very simple attacks, but I thought I was dead here, because I thought I got myself cornered, but luckily I was able to get away and pop a Humanity. Yeah, once again, as you can see, a lot of Humanity popping in this one, but I immediately get struck again, and so I lose, like, half that health I got back with that Humanity. But I just keep wailing on him, because that's all I need to do. And then once again there, I thought I was screwed. Every time he does that, I think I'm just dead. Like, I'm going to be honest, I'm just afraid of that big shockwave attack, because it just gets you stuck. But yeah, no, after a while I was able to take him out. Moving on. Now, Nito is quite the doozy, because number one, he's got his skeleton bros, but this time around I don't have a weapon that inflicts bleed on myself, which is really nice, which means I don't have to worry about dying to that all the time. So this fight was definitely easier than last time. Yeah, I think so. I mean, other than the fact that this fight was like a good like 5 minutes long, I don't think it was that bad. But yeah, no, this fight mainly just trying to get Nito to kill his own skeletons so I can focus on him. Because most of the time I usually just tunnel visioned him here because the extra skeletons don't do that much damage. And I'm able to kill them in about 2 hits, honestly, because they only have like 180 health, I think. And so that definitely helps make it easier to deal with these guys. For a second there, I thought I was going to accidentally aggro the big skeletons because I kind of ran towards them there, but... Actually, no, that's later in the fight. I just get backed into the cubby and almost killed. But luckily I've got 20 flasks, so I'm basically unkillable. That's the thing. Like, it definitely got easier when I got the Rite of Kindling, just because I had so many flasks, and I definitely could have gotten it earlier. And maybe if you're doing this challenge, I would recommend to go out of your way to get the Rite of Kindling earlier if you want a little easier time. Because having 20 flasks the whole time, it just makes the game too easy, unfortunately. Like, even with these awful weapons, like, I do get kinda low on flasks, but even with the... Well, I mean, I guess these weapons aren't awful anymore. They do, like, 150, but that's about the damage I'd get from a straight sword, like, unupgraded, so... Or, I guess 77. I do 77 a swing. That is fantastic. But yeah, no. I do upgrade after this, though, so the damage does get better for sure. This isn't, like, the top-of-the-line damage I got, but it doesn't get much better. But Nito was really not too bad, I guess, other than with how long he took, but I think I already said that. It was really annoying to deal with the skeletons, but that's always annoying. But if you just tunnel vision the boss, it's actually not too bad. Moving on. Sif was very easy because I kind of forgot they were susceptible to bleed, and also because they're unarmored, I do really good damage to them, like 120 or 175 a swing, which is really good. And so yeah, that's really all I really have to say about this fight. Just stay under the boss, really. Like, that's all you have to do with any build, really. Even if you're doing a magic build, it's best to just stay under this boss. But yeah, he did run away from me for quite a while, really prolonging the fight here. After I was able to catch up with him, he went down. Moving on. Now, I was fairly confident about this boss just because of the fact that I just felt like I could maybe kill a king with this new damage before another king spawns. That didn't happen, by the way. But with the fast attack speed, I am able to do quite a bit of damage after I kill them, because if you didn't know, while the kings are like going through their death animation, you can still like actively attack them for extra damage. And so if you like, that's probably the best way to get like an easy, I think that's the strat for an easy 4 king or maybe a 3 king. But honestly, it'd be cool one day to see if you could do a 2 king or maybe a 1 king, if you could somehow do so much damage in one swing where you kill 1 king and it does the whole health bar. That'd be kind of cool, because I know people technically one-shot the kings by using Fire Surge, but I mean, I kind of want to see if I can just like even if I don't like, I don't know, I honestly don't know how I would do it. I don't think it's really possible, to be honest. You'd have to hit some crazy pyromancy on their dead body, like, as they're dying. Like, it'd have to be 1 hit, and then you have to pop, like, Fire Tempest, and then you need to pray that the Fire Tempest hits them, like, 4 times, and then maybe you could hit a 2 king. I don't know, though. But yeah, no. After a little while of just kind of tanking damage, because that's kind of how you play this fight. Because if you're close up to the kings, they don't do much damage to you because of the way their sword works. I think it does more damage if they hit you with like the tip or like a part of their sword that's like farther away from the base. But yeah, no, moving on. And finally, now we have the pling pling plong man himself, Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Now, for here, I equipped the Hornet Ring that's in Sif's arena that I actually just kind of forgot to show that I grabbed. So sorry about that. And then just the the fat ring. I kept that on the whole time, I think, because I just wanted extra health and stamina, because having an extra swings for this weapon is really nice. But no, after like 6 parries, I was able to kill Gwyn, and with that, I was able to beat Dark Souls 1 with only, or as Wolverine, with only claws, if you want to be more specific. But yeah, this challenge was pretty fun and interesting, and so maybe try it out yourself if you want to. If you want to make it easier, get the Rite of Kingdom link first. But with that, I really hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if you did, maybe like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.